या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य Sri Arvind, you all are the chosen children of our Divine Mother. The moment that is new time, as Mother indicated, and we have just pointed it out yesterday. It is the time that ultimately formulates the reality. Time that is immobility in motion. Time that is stability in reflection. And time that is the pure and perfect form of consciousness which is yet to be an instrument to make the whole creation pure, perfect and absolute. That is the yoga of the Mother. Sri Aurobindo simply symbolically presented it in the yoga of Savitri in Savitri. But the practice to receive and to generate receptivity at cellular level, at a microcosmic level, to the cosmic level, by Mother transforming herself willingly, consciously, absolutely, with total surrender as Mahashakti to the Supreme in Pondicherry by the Mother. And that is the documentation, the real documentation, practical documentation, supra-scientific and ultra-scientific documentation for the next millennium. So, new time is also created, new consciousness is also created, and new divine relativity is also created. These three terminus are simultaneously undertaken by the Mother in her physical body for the first time ever in the history of existence. That is reality. And that reality is so presented and offered to us as icon. We are devotee, we are bhakta, we are gnani, we are tapasvi, we are rushi, we are human beings, we are advanced evolutionary creature. We are chosen, we are not chosen, we are ordinary, we are extraordinary, whatever we are. But ex gratia, the impact is so made positive for each one of us that we are born in this birth and witnessing this time is growing into another time. It is the moment where time itself is also growing into another time. Kal is becoming Mahakal. It is the transformation of time It is the transformation of space, and that can change the transformation of the manifested world even with the means and even by Supreme itself. So, Lord, thou shalt wilt I execute, that is what Mother declared. So now it is the time for Mother also, for Divine also to execute it on the earthly plane. And that is what Mother declares before Satprem. It would require very little indeed to go from this world to the other. Now it is time. What type of time? To require for all of us to penetrate into this another time, to penetrate into another consciousness, to penetrate into the another reality. Lord Krishna in Srimad Bhagavat participated in Maharaj. It was called Maharaj. Why Maharaj? Because Mahakal is engaged, Mahapurush is engaged, and Mahashakti is also engaged into it. So Kal, Mahakal, that is timeless. Kal, that is time. And Mahapurush is Lord Krishna in the form of Kalki Narayan. And Mahashakti, that is Radha in the form of Aradhika's perfection. Now the time that is being undertaken and handled by Mother at this age, lying down in her bed in Pondicherry, is Aradhika at her highest peak. This is the apparent reality. But real reality is the execution of the Avatar Karya, work of incarnation of Lord Kalki Narayan. So Radha was to execute the determinism of Lord Krishna in Maharaj before 5,000 years back. Now Maharaj is supreme velocity, total velocity, wherein Einstein's horizontal velocity and vertical velocity are integrated. It becomes total velocity, and total velocity is the manifestation of Mahakal. And when Mahakal is manifesting and Mahashakti is executing it, then there is no suffering, no misery, no plight, no conflict, no confrontation, no war. It is peace, bliss and beauty. Satchit Anand. They are the real materials for the new manifestation, and that is required for each one of us. It's not that Supreme is doing it, but Supreme is doing it, and we are to raise up the new Govardhan. And Govardhan means what? It's a matter. Govardhan is stone, Govardhan is mountain, but mountain is earth, mountain is matter, and matter now requires to be raised. And by whom it is to be raised? By the chosen souls. Those who have heard the flute of Lord Krishna were drawn. And what is the role of this Mother? She is a magnet of our difficult ascent. She is a magnet of our difficult ascent. As magnet, she is at the perfection level of Radha. Radha was not perfect at that time, perfectly manifested. She was perfect, but she was not perfectly manifested at the time of Lord Krishna. She was simply standing in the center, and Krishna was playing his flute as Mahapurush. And the orbit that was created was Rash. Motion that was put into velocity was new velocity. And every gopi could see Shyam, Krishna, Mahapurush, supreme before her, and in movement. And movement means what? Velocity. And velocity means what? Energy put into action is velocity. Energy put into action is velocity. Invisibly it is time. Visibly it is velocity. Invisibly it is Mahakal. Visibly it is Kal. But when Lord Mahapurush participating in this Maharas just for manifesting, for distributing, for making the souls of his orbit his own Swabhav, his own Swadharma, his own divinity. What is the Swabhav of divine? Divinity is the Swabhav of divine. Divinity is the nature of divine. Divinity is the milieu of divine. And at the time of Maharas, at the time of Mahashakti, at the time of total velocity, the new creation is to be born. Matter is now being so churned in Maharas that the new world is automatically born, new time is automatically born, and everybody is required to participate in this movement, and that is what we are doing here in your America. We are participating, and in Savitri Sri Aurobindo assures participants of a divine comedy, and Maharas, we can with our common sense understand that Maharas is meant for Anand. Maharas is meant for bliss. Maharas is meant for getting connectivity with the Supreme who is in the center. So Radha as Supreme Mahashakti is in the center and Krishna as Supreme Purush in the center, and both are being so available to each and every gop and gopi, divine selected souls, chosen souls in the motion. So Lord is also in motion, Mahasakti is also in motion, and the time that covering all of them is Mahakal, where death is not there, suffering is not there, plight is not there, confrontation is not there, friction is not there. Only thing that exists is Anand, Anand and Anand, nothing else. That is required by everybody. That is what Mother felt. And Mother has created this orbit in her body itself. Her body became Vrindavan. Her body became Vrindavan, where Vranda is also in the center, and Vranda is Mahashakti. Vranda is Mahashakti. Each and every gop and gopi, they are the chosen souls by the divine, and they are first put into action of the orbit newly created by the divine, that is new world. Orbit newly created by the divine is new world. Would to the other, for the other to become the real one, for the other to become the real one, for other people living outside in the mortal world. If they want to be real world, if they want to be real immortal, if they want to be real disciple, if they want to be real participants, then they must enter into this other world. They must enter into this new world. They must enter into this newly created orbit by the divine with Mahashakti. So the moment selected by Mahapurush and Mahasakti is the time of immortality. The moment selected by Mahapurush and Mahasakti is the moment, one human moment. Sri Aurobindo writes, one human moment is eternity made. So this is the experiment experienced by the Mother, that the one human moment is made eternity to be distributed to the people of the next millennium, to be souls of the next millenniums. And it is through new time distributed, and it is through new space on new earth it is distributed. That is, new light shall break upon the earth, new world shall be born, and promises announced up till now are all fulfilled. So this is new velocity created, new time created, new consciousness created, and the new time created is the time of immortality. Today one moment is created, tomorrow it will be 1 millennium. To become the real one, a slight triggering would suffice. A slight triggering would suffice. We'll have to open our chamber, inner chamber slightly, a little, our chamber is little ajar. We'll have to little ajar it. We'll have to open it little. We are sitting here with our senses to receive. We are sitting here to understand this with our mind, and we are physically sitting here to receive at our physical level, being steady for a moment. But it is not the question of moment, it is the question of the receptivity of new moment, of new consciousness, of the new world. That is the reality. To get something new, we must be fully prepared. And to execute something new, the Mahasakti has also to be fully prepared. So Radha became Aradhika here. And that Radha who became Aradhika can invite Mahapurus to create new orbit, and to create new orbit, that is new world. Triggering would suffice, or a little reversal of the inner attitude, or a little, if a chamber's door is little ajar, if is put there. Are you ready? If we are ready, then we have fulfilled the condition. If we are ready, we have started reciprocating. We have started being participant of this new orbit. What shall I say? Mother asked Satprem, Satprem, what shall I say? What shall I say further? It's imperceptible to the ordinary consciousness. It is imperceptible to the ordinary consciousness. What I would like to say is imperceptible, incomprehensible to the ordinary people. But those who have participated with me at the time of Maharaj, who participated with me at the time of the beginning of Kali Yuga, that is at the end of Dwapar Yuga, that was the time, that was the extinction where mortality is going to be converted into next mortality. It is this Yuga, it is this millennium, Kali Yuga. It is to be shortened, and within the shortened time, the new moment is to be given birth. New time is to be given birth, that the Godhead seed might flower in the mindless space. Simply you should be ready, you should reciprocate. But with what means you will have to reciprocate? With the means of your mind you will have to reciprocate. If you prepare your mind, if you get your mind ready, then your body will cooperate. Your psychic is there to conduct this program. But if your mind is ready for a moment, that moment will be converted automatically into the moment of eternity. That is the time going on. Only a slight inner shift, only a slight inner shift. Our mind should slightly shift to be reciprocated. If you change our mind, if you convince our mind just for a fraction of a second, that kshan becomes the reality, that moment becomes the divinity, and that moment becomes infinity for all of us to experience. That is this pregnant moment created by Mother living and lying on her bed in Pondicherry. Slight inner shift is enough. Slight inner shift. Satprem, this shift for a while, I step on and I enter into this new world. I step back and I enter into the time of mortality. This slight shift is enough for the entire humanity to take this step. No need for entire humanity to pass through the plight and adventure of consciousness I have undertaken. Now, what I have done is for the whole. What I have done is for the whole of universe. What I have done is for the entire humanity. Now people, rest of the people living outside have not to do anything else. Simply they have to wait this millennium living their life. Today, the decisive action of Sri Aurobindo has been fully executed by me here in Pondicherry. Slight inner shift is enough, a change in quality, because it is not the change in quantity, it is the change in quality. Change in matter, change in material, change in velocity, change in consciousness, change in reality. Entire relativity reflection has become the subject. Now divine is not there, up. Now divine is here in this earth. Each and every atom of this earth has been so divinized, and the moment of divinization is immortality. This moment of divinization is immortality. So we have to just assimilate certain aspects of what is happening within and what is happening without. But let us be the crystallized instrument with our mind. And it is mind that is to be crystallized. Cells are crystallized already. Simple layer of our apara prakriti, of our nature, of our human nature, full of attachment, conditioning, reaction and deterioration. If that human nature is slightly shifted, then the mind of light, mind of cell will automatically arise, and that mind will come to the rescue of our corporeal mind, and our mind, human mind, will be the mind of light within a moment. Within a moment. A slight shift is required, and this is the shift we should take with the means of our thought. And where thought arises? In our mind. If that thought gets settled in our mind, then it will be the Vrindavan. It will be the playground. It will be the what we call playground of the Ras Leela. And Ras Leela is a creation of new velocity. New velocity that is moving faster and faster and faster, but for bliss. It is not the mere movement. It is the generation of bliss. It is the circuit to bring down the entire fathomless zero in the form of an atom, in the form of our human matter, in the form of our human organs, in the form of our human existence, because it is going to receive, it is going to manifest the life divine on the earth. That is what the decisive action of the divine. This is Sri Aurobindo's vision, and this is decisive action of the divine, where new world is created, new consciousness is created, new velocity is created, and individually it can be fully experienced by each and every human being from this moment onwards. That is immortality. Because it is a change in quality, because our quality is going to be changed, not quantity. So without demand, without expectation, without penance, without anything else, if our mind is slightly concentrated on the Supreme, now and the whole of the Supreme will enter into our consciousness, and we will be co-laboratrixed. All we need is, Satprem writes, this is what I understand from this, all we need is to leave behind this sort of refractive index that blurs everything. distorts and deforms and spoils everything. The life we have lived up till now is distorting life, is life of disorder, is life of Kurukshetra. This is the state from where Gita starts. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsava Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Kurvata Sanjaya. We are blind people. We don't know what scenario is presented before us. We are blind people not to judge right and wrong. We are blind people not to have an appropriate choice. We are blind people. Lord is before us, divine is before us, everyday sun shines before us. Still we are blind, we cannot absorb and imbibe the supreme light. Sample is presented before us, we cannot have the exact estimate of what is go down. Looking to the sample, your sample is there. You are human being, you have mind, you have body, you have vital, you have cell, you have mind of light, you have mind of cell within your cell. Still we don't understand what is the work of our soul in this human life. Time is given to us of 90 years, 100 years. Still we are we are all the while aspiring to be immortal, to be immortal, to be immortal. But immortality is there. Open it up. Open it up. You have got the vessel to receive it as Holy Grail. Why don't you aspire for it? Why don't you pray for it? Time is there. Instrument is there. Be steady for a while. Instead of misusing your instrument, try to use your instrument to be within the orbit of the Supreme. Time will be timeless and you will be participants of this divine comedy. This is the time. Satprem tries to understand it. All we need is to leave behind this sort of refractive index, the way in which we have been living our life, human life at present, has to be scrutinized, has to be verified, has to be re-examined, whether we lived was appropriate or not, whether we lived was Kurukshetra or Dharmakshetra, what we lived was really chosen by the divine or not, what we lived was the playground of the divine or not. That was the question put before us, and now right moment is there to see finally applying our mind totally to it just for a moment. Then we'll get everything. Distorts and deforms and spoils everything. Our indifference, our negligence spoils everything, and our negligence spoils our whole life. It is our negligence that spoils our whole life. And emerge into a time without death. Time is given to us. Why not? Why don't you emerge? Why don't you emerge? Why don't you emerge? That is what Mother I understood at now. I may be not fully understanding it, but this much I could understand, that I have to emerge. And emerge for what? If a chamber's door is little ajar, I must open my window. I must open my window. I must open my psychic. I must open my cell to receive this. What you are receiving has to be received by me too. Emerge into a time. Emerge into a time. I must give up my threshold. Listening to the flute of Lord Krishna, I must give up my threshold. It is my world, it is my world, it is my home, it is my home, it is my body, it is my body, has to be given up. Start this new adventure. Safety is already granted, doesn't matter you see it or not. Start running, start movement. You will reach there. Your target is fixed up and you will be led to the target. She is a magnet of our difficult ascent. You will reach there, and when you will reach there and you will enter into this Ras Leela, your Ras Leela will be Maharaj. You will be the part and parcel of the Mahapurus, because Mahapurus is also standing there and Mahasakti is also standing there. Simply you will have to accept your life, your time span of 90 years as this span of Ras Leela, as the space of Ras Leela, as the little plot of Ras Leela, but you will be participant of this divine comedy. Emerge. That is what Mother I could understand, Satprem says. And emerge into a time without death and a space without distance. See, you can be space without distance. There will be no distance. Circumference and center are one. Center and circumference become unified field. This is new relativity, new Napalm theory. New relativity, new space and new time. Time without death. There is no death in this time. That moment will be offered to you. Try to emerge, at least emerge with your mind, not with your body. Every day we are standing up, but no way we are getting up. Every day we are standing up, but we never try to go on. We stand up in order to sit again. This is the repetition, horizontal velocity we are accepting and we are moving in it. Slightly, if we generate slight vertical velocity, Lord is there, new gravitation is there to pick it up, and we will be lifted up so immediately. But Mother says clearly, without space, without distance. There is no distance between us and the Supreme. There is no distance between us and the God. Our determination in our mind is needed badly on the spur of this moment. This one moment is going to be eternity for you. Why don't you be aware of it? But Mother says clearly, for the other to become the real one. This is the time for others. Those who have been in the orbit are guaranteed, but those who have not been in orbit also have this time to be real human being, to be eligible for this moment. Because it is not for one specific human being, not for one specific class of humanity, not one specific sector of society. It is for the earth and the man. This is time. And a new time is such a wider horizon that each and everybody will be included in it. But those who are fortunate may take plunge into the future. Those who are fortunate will take plunge into the future. Meaning there is no need to leave the world. Meaning there is no need to leave the world. Living in the world, you may enjoy. You may see Kurukshetra, but prepare your little plot to be the Dharmakshetra. Then the whole of Gita will automatically be lived within a moment. That is how Gita was transmitted to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And battlefield of Kurukshetra was a greater event. The colloquial on the battlefield of Kurukshetra is a greater event. Why? For this greatness. This is the greatness which is made available to the entire universe, entire existence, to the entire humanity. Gita was not uselessly recited on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, was recited on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to convert the entire Kurukshetra into Dharmakshetra. And Dharmakshetra is the kingdom of God. Dharmakshetra is the heaven of God. Dharmakshetra is the real reality, but you will have to be Holy Grail. Emerge. If you emerge, you will be Holy Grail. Otherwise you will be garbage. That is reality. Now this is the time. Meaning there is no need to leave the world, no need to go up. Now, mother, I could understand this much. The other ray, the other non-refraction, the other vibration must replace the other vibration that is approaching us, supramental vibration is approaching us, replace our illusory and false vibration. Our illusory and false vibrations of Kurukshetra are to be given up in order to start living a new moment of new time just of Dharmakshetra. A substitution of vibration. She said a little reversal. Mother said, Satprem remembers, recollects with his mind. Mother, you told me a little reversal. Not an adventurous reversal. You just take U-turn little. Lord is there to pick you up. Little reversal. The human world getting out of the bowl. And what will happen? Entire human world will get rid of this bowl of mortality. The human world getting out of the bowl, the earthly fairy tale, we will be free from this earthly fairy tale. Mine and my will be all ended. Death will end, suffering will end, false ownership is end, false mastery is end. Everything that is Maya, Mama Maya Duratyaya will end, and you will feel that Srunavantu Amrutasya Putraha. This is only the change of consciousness that will bring heaven on your earth. Your life will be portal of the heaven. Your life will be the portal of the paradise. And portal of the paradise is Dharmakshetra of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Fairy tale. Years after 1959, mother would try to explain to me, Satprem writes, that passage from one state to other, from one world to the other in these terms. And these are the terms in which mother explains to me. Now, at this moment, I could understand what was the message in toto given to me to the earth by mother.